Okay, so now I'm actually recording, and this is some COD 4 gameplay, and I'm here with Jack, and this is. I don't know if this is a good gameplay. I think it's better than my first commentary, which yeah, and this is a 17-minute video, and I thought I'd leave a 17-minute video for when I actually had something really important to talk about, but I have nothing really important to talk about, so I'm just gonna talk with Jack for about 17 minutes. Hi, Jack.
Hi, I'm Jack. It's 9:14 p.m. on a Friday night. I'm exhausted. I decided to talk for 17 minutes with Edgar. So here I am. Edgar, what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. You know what I usually do with Mark when we do this?
What do you do?
We usually look up questions online.
Actually, can we just read
answer them.
Aiden's Tumblr?
I don't know if he'd appreciate that.
Good point. But does anybody actually watch these videos?
That's a very good point. How about I go on Facebook and I ask Aiden if he's cool with that?
That's a great idea. And then in the meanwhile, we'll figure something else to talk about.
Aiden's not online. Damn it. Oh well. But you've learned it here first, folks. Before you read people's things online, do ask for their permission. It is just simple courtesy to do so.
Yeah, also a really big invasion of space.
A very big invasion of
If
space.
you don't, I mean, not if you ask.
So, yes, always ask for people consent when you're going into their private space and such. We're 2 minutes in, we're almost done. Anyways, let's go to random questions.
They should be fun.
About yourself, for couples.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that.
Because I have
Okay.
so much experience with
50 fun and random date night / road trip questions.
Let's consider this a road trip.
Let's do this. Let's do 36 random funny questions for flirty guys and girls.
What about the flirty non-binary people?
It's for the flirty non-binary people as well. Shout out to all you flirty non-binary people and you non-flirty non-binary people. And this is from
.com.
lovepanky.com. Your guide to better love and relationships. Flirt, tease, and fall in love. That's a really very big jump. Flirting, then teasing, and then you fall in love. Alright, let's look at this.
There's an ad for Did Your Wife Cheat?
That's very good part of a healthy relationship. Tell me about the most embarrassing or awkward experience you've had around me, even if it's silly, that you've never told me about yet.
I can tell you about awkward experiences I've had. Not around you, though.
That's
Actually,
fine.
no. When we saw my aunt on the tee, that was an awkward and embarrassing. I was embarrassed for every single party involved, even though nothing really happened.
If you were to lose your power of speech tonight, what's one thing you would want to tell me to improve myself?
Wait. I don't get that. Can I just still? I can still communicate, right? Like speech, not the only way to communicate.
That's very true.
Yeah, I think that question is fundamentally flawed.
Which,
So wait, no. I'm gonna ask the question now. Which is the first region your eyes would wander to if you were to ever see me naked? Open brackets. Read, 20 things that turn a guy on sexually when he sees a girl. Close brackets.
I think my eyes would wander to your hair.
Wonderful. I heard once that when you're in a situation of accidental nudity, or of someone who is naked, who is not, you weren't planning to see them naked,
Yes.
like an emergency where you have to wake them up out of bed and they sleep as nature intended. That's one example. That the best way to overcome that embarrassment is to pretend they're not even naked. Also, don't look at their genitalia.
Yeah, that's usually really awkward. That's why I chose to look at your hair. Granted, I didn't specify which hair.
Hey, did you know that humans have 2 varieties of lice, one for head hair and one for pubic hair?
That's very interesting.
Also, the pubic hair is freakishly close to gorilla lice, which suggests that at one point our, ancestors, did, with the gorillas.
They frickle-fracked with the frickin' gorilla?
They fucked gorillas.
If
Anyway.
I'm feeling horny when you're around, do you think you'd realize it? And how do you think you'd recognize the signs?
Wait, I'm sorry, let me read that question. Wait, what about number 4? I like number 4. When was the first time you got a whiff of my body odor?
I don't.
How are these good questions to break the ice?
I don't think these are really good questions. Hey baby, when was the first time you whiffed my body odor? I mean, I don't know. Maybe when you slept over. I don't remember, but I'd imagine that'd be very normal.
I don't produce body odor.
Oh, that's awkward.
No, that was not true, actually. I'm as BO'd as anybody else. I'm not actually paying attention to what's going on in the game, but now I am, and I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
It's me and I have an AK-47.
Of course you have an AK-47.
Boy, it's the best gun.
Hey Edgar, if I caught you masturbating in bed, would you blush awkwardly and accept that I caught you, or would you pretend like you were just shifting your butt about on the bed? My own edition. I have no idea what I was just about to say. That's how tired I am. I was going to do an addendum to the question.
Is there really any difference between shifting my butt about on the bed and masturbating?
That's exactly what I was trying to say. I knew I was trying to say that. I just couldn't find the words.
Well, that's impressive. And I think I don't think I'd even blush awkwardly and accept it. I'd just accept it and be like, problem? And just keep going. And
you
finish.
mad, bro?
I would definitely finish. In your face. What's the meanest thing you've ever done to someone to get back at them?
I don't get back at people.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, sometimes siblings, I'll like be sarcastic and passive aggressive, but I really try not to be.
Who is this?
Maybe it's Aiden. Never mind. Aiden's not even online.
Oh, that's Kevin, the person who
Peed and pooped in Canada,
Yes.
which you will see on Snapshot TV.
Snapshot TV 2. If you're not following Snapshot TV 2, you should watch it because there's a very good series of my friend in Minnesota. I'm just saying you should watch it.
Wait a minute. This is going on the internet publicly, right?
Yes.
See, I don't want to give too much personal stuff away.
Do you think you could punch someone and knock them off their senses?
Wait, what?
Do you think?
Okay, I can't believe this question is actually...
Okay.
I could not. I think that is something that only happens in the movies. Thank you, Holden Caulfield.
Have you
Wait. No, I like number 16. Which is the one word in my vocabulary that I use excessively?
I don't think you use a word excessively. There are words you say a lot. I mean, everyone says yeah a lot.
Wow, okay, I really don't like question number 18.
Anyone? The question is, if you had to make out with a friend of the same sex to save the world from aliens, whom would you pick? I mean, there are many reasons this is a bad question. Let's discuss why this is a bad question.
Yeah.
First of all,
The implication that the only circumstance that you would ever make out with a person of the same sex is if you absolutely had to, which is really gross.
Not the making out with people of the same sex, just that idea.
Yeah, excuse me if that wasn't clear. It's the heteronormativity.
We're all against heteronormativity at Snapshot TV. I'm just saying. It's That's how we roll. The second part that's wrong with this question is, I mean, like, there's probably friends, it's excluding a big part of people. There are probably friends of the opposite sex who I wouldn't want to make out with, even if I had to save the world from aliens. So you don't even get the real answer. So, like...
Also, just the phrase, the opposite sex / the same sex,
Yeah, but
actually isn't what?
Oh, you were saying.
Actually isn't really what sexual orientation is based on.
Yeah. We can make a separate video. Oh, I just got hit by that claymore.
We are against heteronormativity and cisnormativity here
We're
at...
against heteronormativity, cisnormativity. We're against normativity. Is that correct?
Well, I don't know. If it's like... I don't fucking know. I'm so tired.
If we had kids together someday in the future, what features / characteristics of mine and yours would you want the child to have?
See, I don't believe that children are like blank slates that you just get to create with your genes and your parenting.
Yeah.
If I ever have children, which I believe I probably will, I am not going to be looking forward to any aspect of their life. Not even having conversations with them, because I don't know if they're even going to be a talking child. I don't know if they're going to use speech to communicate. You know? I feel like terrible things happen. I know that terrible things happen when you assume your child is going to be a certain way, and then it doesn't turn out that way.
We're just destroying this questionnaire and how bad it is.
You're also destroying this office.
Oh, I'm destroying the shit out of this office. I did great in this office.
Can we censor that out? I don't want that going on the internet.
Okay. I'm just gonna put a bleep for all of that. And you don't know what was just said. You don't even know the question, so...
Yeah, actually, can we go through... Can you, like, before you put this on the internet, can we go through and I'll, like, tell you the parts that I would rather not be made public to the internet? Because I'm sure I've said some stuff I don't even remember.
Sure. I'll give you an MP3 file.
That would be much appreciated.
Prior to my uploading. What's your routine every night just before you go to sleep?
I'm gonna ask you that question. What's your routine? Because you're asking most of the questions. What is your pre-night routine?
I use the bathroom.
The end. And you just fall asleep on the toilet. That's it.
That's it. No, but I use the bathroom. I wash my face. I clean my retainers. I put in my retainers. I brush my teeth. I floss. I'm very in depth with my oral hygiene. And then I change. And then I go to sleep. No, I go to bed. And then I listen to some music. And I slowly fall asleep.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you felt I was starting to get a crush on you, what would you do? I feel like some of these questions, like, it was like, some of them, I thought it was like made for people who were like already sort of dating, but then this one, it appears to not be the case, so I'm just confused.
I don't know who this is aimed towards.
I know, it's like dating / road trip questions.
No, this one's...
Oh, never mind.
This one's for flirty guys and girls and non-binary people.
Except it doesn't say that in the title, that last part.
Well, shout out to non-binary people again, because you deserve multiple shout outs.
Speaking of shout outs, shootouts.
I died.
Kill cam.
If you had to pick an animal, which animal do you find the sexiest?
I disagree with the premise of your question. I hope to never find any animals outside my own species sexually appealing. What gets you wet faster? Phone sex or sexting? Open brackets, read how to have phone sex like a sexy, sassy minx. Close brackets.
That's absolutely brilliant. If the world froze for an afternoon and only you could move...
Wait, I'm sorry, you didn't answer the question. Which one gets you more wet?
I mean, I don't know from experience, so... I mean, because I am a creative mind and I enjoy visualizing, I'm gonna say phone.
Okay. I'm sorry, you were saying...
If the world froze for an afternoon and only you could move and no one else could see you or remember what you did, what would you do?
I would probably spend the afternoon considering the ethical implications of what I was... Okay, just given that this is like put in a series of questions that are inherently sexual,
Yeah.
I think they're trying to lead you in a certain direction. And honestly, I probably wouldn't. Like, that would just be weird.
Yeah.
Like, really weird.
You know, it's mostly just the fact that they're kinda not moving and frozen.
Also, the fact that, like, just because they don't know you did it doesn't mean it's not a violation of their... Like, would you want people to look at you naked? Oh, there, I said it. If you were the one frozen.
Essentially, the question... I don't know. This question is wrong. I'd probably just rob some people.
I would draw things on people's faces. I think that would be funny.
Yeah, I'd probably do that too. I'd probably just, like, create a situation where when everyone comes back from being frozen, they're just like, wait, what? What? Like, I want to get two people who are just completely random to just hold hands. And when they get
Oh yeah,
up,
if you could move people around, that would be awesome.
and then when they're back, they're just like, why am I holding this person's hand? I mean, they're cool, but I mean, why am I holding their hand?
If, and only if, and this has never happened to me, but if I had two friends who were not friends with each other, who I knew had crushes on each other, I would totally do that.
I would definitely make that
would be
happen.
I mean, if I knew it was going to happen beforehand, I could ask them.
Oh, I won.
What? Oh yeah, the game.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, is that over? Can we do another one?
We can do
yeah.
another one. This was very fun. Thank you very much. You hear the music right now, and that's very weird because you can hear it twice. Okay, bye, 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 bye. Say bye.
Bye.